Nice and comfy. How's it going, guys, and welcome back. My name is Chase, and as you can see right now, I'm out in the fish house doing some ice camping for some walleyes. I'm sitting on some mid-lake structure currently right now, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about lighting your fish house without breaking the bank. Now, I'm sure every single one of you has been in a sporting goods store or has looked at lights provided by Clam, Otter, Frable, companies like that, and seen how expensive they are. It's quite ridiculous in my opinion. But today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make a better lighting system for a lot less than the big companies will sell you. So one thing I wanted to show you on my phone, actually, this is on Mills Fleet Farm. I'm sure the prices are pretty similar across a lot of other sporting goods stores that carry the same product. But the thing I wanted to show you is right here. Clam Ice Shelter Sled Lights. This has 3 LED lights, some black and red wire with some alligator clamps, and some mounting hardware. This little kit right here costs $40. I'm going to show you how to make a much better system for a lot less than this right here. Because most of the lighting systems that these companies sell are low amounts of light, high cost, and the materials that they're selling you do not cost that much money. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to Amazon, because that of course is where we're going to be able to buy everything for super cheap. So if you're looking at the screen right now, you're going to see that I have a 10-pack of LED lights for trailers, boats, stuff like that. This pack here only costs $13, $13.99 to be exact, so $14. It's extremely cheap. I just installed them into my flip over style fish house, and they work phenomenally. It lights, it's night and day pretty much how these things work. Now I will say you do have to put work into building your own system, unlike the other ones, but I think it's well worth it if you know what you're doing and you want to make a better system for a lot cheaper. Put a little more time into it, get better results. And of course I will be leaving a link down to some of these products that I'm listing for you right now if you want to use the exact same thing that I used. So far they haven't broken or anything. They seem to be good quality. They produce a lot of light, and I'm really happy with them. So the next thing you're going to need, of course, is electrical wire, and that's what I have pulled up on the screen right now. This is 100 feet of red and black wire, 20 gauge wire, and you can get that delivered to your house pretty cheap. So overall, so far with the lights and the wire, we've spent only $29. So much cheaper already than what you can buy in the store pre-made. Now you do have to buy some little attachment pieces so you can splice the wires together and everything, but those are pretty cheap. I think like at Fleet Farm, if you were to buy a pack of varying different types of connectors, it's going to range you from like $1.50 to $4.50. So I'm not going to list any of that stuff here because it all depends on what your build is and what your project is going to be. I'll let you figure that out for yourself, but they're pretty cheap. They're not going to break the bank or anything. You should be able to do this whole project, I would say, for under $40 pretty easily. One thing I wanted to point out right now, and I'll actually show you this when we go out to the fish house, is your power supply. Now of course your lights are going to need power. Everybody knows this, but the question is, what are you going to power them with? You could buy a spare auxiliary battery to run just your lights, but those batteries can cost around, $20 for just a simple 6 amp hour Vexilar battery. If you have something like a DeWalt battery with one of these attachments on it, I think this is a 2.1 millimeter jack. You can actually buy these ports and the plugins off of Amazon as well for like $5, and you can splice that into your wire system and you can run your lights off of a DeWalt battery. It's pretty simple. I've actually done it for my lights as well. I don't necessarily like using my DeWalt batteries completely. I like to use a battery that I always have with me, and that is my Vexilar battery. I've got a 9 amp hour Vexilar battery in here, and these Vexilars do not really take a whole lot of power to operate. When I'm fishing in my flip over, it's usually in the early morning or in the evening, and I'm usually not fishing for a long period of time. So what I did is I actually just rewired some stuff back here and attached 2 more wires and put them out here on the sides, so I can actually plug my Vexilar battery directly into my lights and run my lights off of my Vexilar. Again, the Vexilar doesn't take a lot of power itself. The lights don't take a lot of power itself, so the system you're building really isn't power hungry. I'm gonna guess like the lights that you're probably using probably take like 1 to 2 watts per unit. 10 to 20 watts. That's nothing for a 7 amp hour battery. But enough talk, let's actually go out to the fish house and I'll show you how everything works and give you an idea of what you can do with your stuff as well. But we got my flip over here. Nothing super fancy, just a single man clam flip over. And if we head inside, First thing you're gonna notice when you come inside as far as lights goes, I have one light on this back pole, and that's to illuminate my sled when it's dark out. Can't see anything in there, so it's nice to be able to have a light in the back so you can see all of your gear. Pull our chair forward. Get the door zipped up. And now I have all the windows closed and I have the fish house kind of banked up just to give you a general idea of what the lights are like inside of the fish house. As you can see, quite bright. I have 3 lights on this middle bar, 3 lights on this far bar. As you can see, the one is not working currently. I believe a connection came loose on it, so I'll have to fix that here a little bit later. And I have 1 light down here by my Vexilar, which is also the power source, as you can see by these 2 positive and negative wires going to the battery. Now, if you look a little bit closer, you can see that I actually didn't do a great job with the electrical wiring in here. It's not super professional. For the time being, I just needed to go fishing real quick. I used the magical duct tape to mount everything up here and everything. But eventually here, I would like to get all these wires to go inside of these poles and mount this a little bit more professionally. But for the time being, this works out well. All these lights are wired in series and all funnel down the right side of the fish house to these 2 positive and negative wires. They all connect. And then of course, like I said earlier, I've got 2 ports on the Vexilar that these can plug into to give light. Like I said, the Vexilars don't use a ton of electricity, so this battery will last for a good amount of time while out on the ice. And as you can see, these lights are pretty bright. There's a lot of light in here. Even though it is light outside right now, this is really a game changer if you really want good lights in your fish house, but don't want to spend the money on the name brand products. All right, so we're ending the video here. I hope you guys found this video helpful for adding lights to your hub style, flip over, or even permanent style fish house if you're on a budget, instead of the alternative of going out and buying the name brand lights, which give you a little amount of light for a lot higher cost. Now again, I will be posting links down in the description below to both the lights and the wires if you want to pick those up for yourself to do a cheap light build. In my opinion, again, I think that they're well worth the money. You do have to do a little bit of work on your own, but I think in the end, the result is going to be well worth it. And once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.